Hi there, I'm Lee Whittier, Dog Show Mentor. Welcome to Dog Show Mentor Facebook Live. I'm Lee Whittier, founder, host, and mentor. So who's here today? I want to welcome you, whoever you are and wherever you are from. If you're an owner handler, you're in the right place. Who is here today? Today we're going to talk about showing for the long term. Last year I did an article in Show State Magazine for this very topic. We're going to take it a little bit farther and draw it out in a little bit different direction. So stay tuned here for the next 29 minutes. Hey, Pamela. Hi, I know you have Salukis. I have 2 copies of Caravanserai. So I'm really happy to say that it's pretty exciting to have those in my collection. Hey, Linda, how are you? Linda from Ohio with Chinese Crusteds, and Juliet, Tuco, and I are watching. Julie, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Your beautiful giant schnauzer. So today, Cindy, nice to see you. And Sandy, you had a nice win recently. Congratulations. And Becky, hi, Becky Graham. All right, so today we're going to talk about showing for the long term. So I'm sure most of you have read my article from last year on what you're doing to keep yourself in the sport for the long run. Hi, Mary. Hi, Marie. Welcome. Hey, Sherry from Ohio with Sarin Belgian Sheepdogs. Nikki, hi. I know you said you were going to Tampa. Hey, Linda, nice to see you again. I miss seeing you. And Jim, hey, Jim with Bouviers from Oregon. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is, we talk about preparing our dogs, and we talk about what kinds of things we do to keep our dogs smart and healthy and in the sport. John and Jenny from Northwest Arkansas. My sister lives in Arkansas. English Bull Terriers. Nice. All right. So what kind of things are you doing to prepare your dog for the ring? What are 2 things that you do to prepare your dog? Just real simple. Just, hammer it out. Hey, Sabine from Netherlands. Ty Bank you. Yes, and Dachshund. And Kate from New Jersey with soft-coated Wheatons. One of my favorites. You know what? Honestly, they're all my favorites. There are very, very few dogs that I wouldn't have right in my kitchen. Love them all. 2 things you do to prepare your dog for the ring. Grooming and training mindset. Julie. Go to confirmation class. Absolutely. And do you, in the Netherlands, Sabine, do you have training classes that you go to? How do you prepare? Happy legs and the treadmill, says Sandy. Those treadmills can be great. And practice with my Dane puppy. I know, Great Danes, they do need a lot of practice to learn to stand and stay and go in a straight line, don't they? And Kathleen from Snohomish. Kathleen, I want to tell you, I saw the most gorgeous home that's going up for sale in Snohomish. If you're in the market for a 7-bedroom, 7-bath home, I can shoot you in the right direction. Okay, Mary, grooming and practice. Sabine says, I used to go to training classes in the UK, but here not so easy to find one or are too far. Yeah, I get that. Cindy says, work on our stride and grooming every day. Conditioning and socializing. Absolutely. So all of these are things that we talk about in Dog Show Mentor and that we see in our forums on the internet, right? You see it in the Dog Show Owner Handled Facebook group, on the forum. These are all things that are required if you want to be in the game of dogs, right? If you're not doing one of these, sometimes I see people that are former members on Facebook, and I think, Oh, they didn't learn that from me. They should have stayed in Dog Show Mentor. But on a more serious note, um, this kind of preparation is something that we do every day, right? It's part of our routine. It's part of how we prepare, and it's part of being a leader in the sport, right? Because when you're a winner, you're a leader, and a leader and a winner, right? Just like we always talk about. So Betty Ann says, I have border terriers, so grooming, hand stripping is a must, and handling and stacking. Absolutely. And teaching those borders that we're gonna pull up that pelt and we're gonna span them, and they're gonna be lifted just a slight in the front on the table. Absolutely. So they have to get used to that, and having and being spanned by a number of different people in a number of different ways. So sometimes we lean over the table, sometimes we have them turn sideways. So, and you have to become adept at doing that as well, so that it's seamless for the judge. You want to seem like you know what you're doing, and it's seamless, right? Okay. So dogs need socialization, they need training, and it doesn't necessarily take experience to do this. So Marie says, after our last conversation, I now have an actual schedule of what I rotate daily. Ring practice, grooming, cavalettis, ramp practice with video for review afterwards. Very good, Marie. I'm impressed. Yeah. All right. So before I tell you this story, I just want to encourage you, if you're not already, hey, Megan, 5 minutes daily on happy legs and gait training. Before I start, I just want to give a shout out for the Dog Show Mentor Owner Handlers Facebook page. Don't forget to join there. We've got lots of activity on there. And we've got over 1,000 people. So there's lots of people, lots of friends, peers, and we keep it positive and forward thinking, and we focus on topics, right? So it's not just bragging, although there are a lot of people who brag. People like to brag. I've noticed that. Have you noticed that? People really like to brag. Hey, Kelly, it's good to see you. Yes, a lot of grooming with Irish, and I hope to see you at Montgomery County. Becky says, grooming once a week, taking time off to properly raise a litter, so no shows for us until the fall. Okay. Well, I'm sure those puppies will be well socialized and happy. And so congratulations and good job on that. So I did an interview with what I call successful owner handler. So I have interviews for my Dog Show Mentor members that are judges, and interviews from what I call successful owner handlers. It means people who have done something above and beyond just the norm. And the reason I do this is because these people sometimes have tips. They are leaders. They are representatives of our sport. And when they give tips about something that they've done or the way they've done something, then it helps the members understand that they're not the only ones who have that problem. There are ways to fix it, and you can be successful, and you can be wildly successful, right? So those are things that these these successful owner handlers bring to the table. That's what they bring to our sport. And what I've done with interviewing them, they bring it to Dog Show Mentor owner handlers members. Okay. Hey, Glenda from Michigan with Bouviers and Poodles. You've got a lot of grooming, Glenda. All right. So this particular exhibitor was just starting out. And frankly, nobody would sell him a dog. Nobody wanted to sell him a good show dog. So he did what any dedicated, brand new dog show person would do. He went somewhere else. He went to another country. I'm not going to tell you which, because I'm not going to tell you who it is. And not only that, but he took 2 years to train, socialize, and grow up and learn how to groom, trim, prepare the dogs for the ring before he stepped in the ring with these two. And guess what? He killed it. He killed it. He finished both of them with 3 5-point majors, was highly, highly lauded by all the people who wouldn't sell him a dog, and continues to be so, continues to be respected in the sport. Now, okay, so you say, well, I could do that too if I wanted to do it that way, right? You could do it. You could do it too. But have you, or do you, or would you? Are you willing to? Okay, but that's not all. So, one of the things that we do as puppy owners, as dog owners, is that we lend our dogs our confidence. We lend our dogs the confidence in the ring, outside the ring, at home, on the playground, wherever. And it's known that whatever we're feeling is going down the lead. And when you're in it for the long run, you have to develop that confidence. And there are many ways to do it. One way is to join the Dog Show Mentor program. And our friend Alex is going to put some of those links in the chat for you. But think about that. Think about how is it that we bring our confidence to our dogs? How do we develop that in ourselves? And I want to tell you, Sandy says, I think it would take an extraordinary courage to go overseas and dealing with all that just now. Wow. I think it does. I think that person is very special. Thank you for posting that, Sandy. So what I want to know is when we're developing our self-confidence, what are ways that you have developed self-confidence? Thank you, Marion. Thank you for posting that. I hope that's my article that I put up in the Owner Handler Dog Show Mentor Owner Handlers Facebook page. All right. All right. So stop being distracted, Lee. I'm getting distracted. Kelly says, learned my breed standard inside out. I would love to talk to you sometime, Kelly, about that. All right. So Sabine says, I'm still nervous. Well, I'm developing a workshop for you, Sabine. So stay tuned for that. Julie says, practicing and asking for help from more experienced handlers. Okay. Practice, community, and just getting in there and doing it. That's certainly a lot of it. Sarah says, I stopped worrying about who was in the ring, completely changed my confidence. Yahoo, Sarah. Excellent. Really good. Replying to Sabine, me too. Yeah, okay. So we are developing a new workshop just for that. I work with Dog Show Mentor members on confidence, and some of the members can speak to that to you. But what I want to talk about, and I've still got some time to talk about this, is what is your self-care, right? What is your self-care? What do you do for yourself? I hear all the stuff you're doing for your dogs, but what about you? What do you do to say, okay, I'm going to learn to be confident. I'm going to learn to help my dog be more confident in the ring through my own confidence. What am I going to do to take care of my body? What do I do to take care of my mind? What do I do to take care of my own stress? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to hear from you. What do you do to take care of your own stress, your own body? And I'll even go so far to say your spirit, right? And you're going to ask me, like, so this comes under the heading of staying in the sport for the long term? Yeah, it does. because you can't be in the sport for the long term if you're stressed out, overweight, unhappy, miserable because you're not winning. All those things are not keeping you in the sport for the long term, right? So Jill says, I need help with this. Jill, contact me. We'll have a 15-minute little gig together, and I can give you some tips and tell you what's up. Erica says, this might sound dumb, but I paint my toenails and color my roots, make sure that I look fresh and put together. Erica, that's not dumb at all. If that's self-care for you, I mean, I think that's great, because it helps you focus on that one thing, right? When you're doing your toenails, you're not thinking about whether your dog is groomed or whether the judge is going to like your toenails. You're thinking about, my toenails are going to be in shoes, but I'm going to make sure they're perfect, right? Hey, Jeff, how are you? Nice to see you. Jeff with Rottweilers. Julie, confidence in my dog gives me confidence. When I support my dog, he supports me. There you go. You learn to have your dog lean on you and know that you can depend on him. Know that you can depend on your dog, right? If you've trained him, you can depend on him. Sandy says, regard to dogs showing particularly, make sure I have lots of time watching, judging before we go in. No rushing. Yeah. Hate to rush. Yeah. Okay. My picture's going in and out, so I don't know what's going on. Nikki says, I try and pace myself and eat well at the end of each day. I also have cultivated some great friendships. So yeah, so relationships, right? We're a relationship sport, and we're going to talk about that again another day. But we talk about it a lot at Dog Show Mentor in our group. In the Dog Show Mentor members group, we talk about how it's a relationship sport. But what is your self-care? So Nikki says that hers is eating well and having friendships. Sandy says she doesn't brush. That's self-care for her. And Erica says she does her hair and her toenails. I think that's great. Who else? Korg. I don't know that I've seen you here before. Learn to take a compliment. When a mentor or fellow breeder gives one, own it. Yes, thank you. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Okay. Jill's going to get in touch with me. Who else has an idea about what their self-care is? Jeff, you're a guy. What is your self-care? Ooh, tricky question. All right. Glenda says, I'm doing yoga and thinking about taking dance lessons to work on my balance. Sometimes I feel clumsy and awkward in the ring. Glenda, that's perfect. I tell Dog Show Mentor members to take ballroom dancing lessons because it helps you with foot timing and cadence. And it helps you with partnership, right? Your partner's with a person, your partner's with a dog. You're doing a dance. Kelly says, plan something fun or meet up with friends while at dog shows. That's self-care. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. All right. Jill says, I do try to talk to myself before going into the ring, reminding myself of what a beautiful dog I have. I love that. And do you tell your dog that he's beautiful? Do you say, you are the handsomest dog? I love to do that. I whisper in his ear, you're the handsomest dog. And see what confidence that gives him. Wait till you see the difference when you whisper in his ear or her ear. Or maybe you have two, maybe you have both. All right. So we're nearing the end of time, and I'm going to do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to ask you if you have questions for me. So if you have a question for me about self-care or about being in dogs for the long run, you can post it right now in the chat. Pamela says, my self-care is to enjoy the show no matter what it brings. Enjoy my dog, enjoy friends, enjoy the experience. Take in the experience. 100%, Pamela. I love it. With those beautiful Salukis. Yep. Mary. I don't know if it's a question or whether that's a response to self-care. So maybe that's just a mistake. All right. So any other questions? Kate says, I always arrive early so we don't have to rush and then watch the ring to prepare. That's perfect. Mary says, oops. I love it. All right. So what other types of things, what happens if you don't prepare? What happens if you're not preparing yourself and your dog? It's not just about your dog. It is always about the dog, but it's also about you. Kelly says, how do you keep positive when you know the judge doesn't understand your breed? Good question. Okay, questions are coming in. So let me do Kelly first. So you have to know what you have. And I think you do. I think I know who you are. And I think that you've got mentors. You've got really good mentors in Irish, right? And you know what you have. And so when a judge doesn't understand your breed, you have some choices there. And knowing how to relate to others, what your breed is really essential. And so I would love for you to take me up on that 15-minute, and I'll talk to you a little bit about how to handle the situation. Now, if you have a series of judges who don't understand your breed, it's time for your parent club to send out some letters, right? That's when I get a letter from the parent club that says, this is, like the breed standard things, that they send it out to everybody. I look at that and I always refresh my knowledge, and I'm always grateful to refresh my knowledge. So I think that it depends on whether it's a single incident or whether it's for the long run. But I definitely think that you can make a lot of headway by standing ringside by the Irish ring and being available and knowing what you're talking about and being able to do it succinctly. And if you need help in that, I can help you with that too. At Dog Show Mentor, we learn how to talk about our breeds to anyone who asks, including judges, in a succinct and clear way. And it's a great opportunity for learning. Okay, let's see. If you have a nervous dog and you're working through it, I could use tips for keeping my nerves down in that case. Who's asking? Let me see. Corb. I know how to work through it outside the ring, but there's no substitute for being in an actual ring. And nervous dogs make me keyed up. Well, I'm going to go back to self-care. And I'm going to go back to that time where and I don't know whether, what your belief system is, but I can tell you that the use of grounding and meditation is really helpful in cases like that. And you're going to say, what? You want me to go meditate? I do. I want you to just try it like twice and see if that helps you be more grounded when you're with your dog and you're focusing only on your dog, right? Just focus on that dog and you will be fine. But if you let those gremlins in your head, that's what we do at Dog Show Mentor, is we keep those gremlins behind the mirrors and we practice it day in and day out. And we talk about it and I teach it and everybody learns, right? So you could always join us. Great, Heather. I'm so glad. Your bond is amazing. That's wonderful. Jeannie. Hey, Jeannie, you're coming in a little late today. We're almost ready to close. Mary says, I set up away from others in my breed so we can get ready carefully and quietly. We can visit after the ring. Yeah, I'm sort of like that. Replying to Linda Krebs, second this. What did Linda say? I missed that. Okay, I can't find it. Okay. Jeannie, Mary, Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Applying to Linda. Okay. Kelly, definitely for the long run. Oh, dear. Okay. We should talk. All right. Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn, with pugs. I train and train and train. I train behaviors beyond the show ring, rear awkwardness exercises. Then we go into the ring. We are both confident that no matter what happens, we are ready. Pugs and Wisla. Absolutely. Julie, this may be just superstition, but I spray an essential oil on myself and my dog. It's called Success. Good for you. All right. I will take you up on the 15 minutes. Okay, I'll look for that. I think walking a nervous dog around at a show 30 minutes plus with a confident dog alongside helps a lot. Absolutely, Nikki. Absolutely. That plus meditation. Okay. So thanks everybody for being here. If you have a takeaway, something that we do this at Dog Show Mentor after every meeting, at the end of every meeting, we have takeaways. So what is your takeaway? What sparkled for you? What's going to stick with you as you leave being in it for the long term? What one thing, word or phrase, do you think? Thank you. Darn, I was late. Yeah, Karen. You can watch the replay. Okay, so what were your takeaways? One word or phrase? We still have 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay. What sparkled for you? Self-care, meditation. Thank you, Megan. Who else? Self-care. Kelly, good. Okay. Practice, 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 and keep calm. Absolutely. Reduce pre-show stress. So don't forget, Dog Show Mentor has 3 different programs, and we have the premium month to month, and we have Jumpstart, 90 days to your dreams to reality. Let's see, prepare your dog self-care. Thanks, Denise. Glenda, self-care is okay. Woohoo! Confidence in your dog. Yes. Self-care and stop worrying about who else is in the ring. Yes, Marie. Okay, my dog is steady and fine. I free stack, but a little sound sensitive. People clap. He can't hold stack and gets nervous. Oh, we'll clap a lot at home and get the recording. Karen says CBD. Yeah, I just want to say one thing here before we close. I'm not opposed to CBD, and I'm not opposed to a lot of things, but I think that it's important to recognize that the American Kennel Club may recognize some of these substances as altering your dog's behavior, which is clearly against the rules. So just be careful, Karen, with using things like that at a dog show, and checking out how AKC looks at that. All right. Denise Werner, I loved all the self-care suggestions. I am so glad. And I have lots more when you're ready. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, Dog Show Mentor Owner Handlers Facebook group. You'll love us and we will love you. All right. See you next week, every Wednesday at noon, unless I'm on an airplane. And I will see you next week. Stay tuned. Lee Witter, your Dog Show Mentor, signing off. Bye, everybody.